Breakfast Food, the weekly comedy podcast with stupid stories, funny anecdotes, and advice you never even knew you wanted. From me, Cara McKinley.
And me, Annabel Logan.
Hey!
Hello!
That was just a straightforward intro. Back to the roots.
We did. We went back to roots. We just, you got to go back sometimes and then, begin again, the craziness. So, yeah.
Just depends on what kind of week you're. What kind of week are you having so far?
A good week. I've actually feel like I've had a very good week.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. I was away. As you know, I briefly popped to Berlin to see a friend, and I got to escape. And it was, it was just really good to. Just when you're in another city and you do things, even if it's just walking around a district, it's not like you're going nuts or spending money, but you're just in a different area. And I actually saw, it was really sweet, I saw another friend in Berlin, 2 friends, they've just had a baby. So I saw the baby, and it was very cute. We walked around a park together, and it was just pleasant. And then I've been doing lots of creative things and writing, and I've signed up again to start my German course in October, so It's all on Zoom, so I'm kind of feeling like being productive again with that, so happy times.
Lovely. That's so nice.
Yes.
I always find that cities in other countries, you can always tell that they're not a city from your country. I know that sounds really dumb, but
no, I know what you mean.
They've been look at the way they build their buildings. That's so cool. Oh, look at this. When I went to New Zealand, one of the first things not the first thing, but one of the first things I out loud was what about was the sound of their crosswalk noise. When you hit the button and then for the green man. Their green man noise is so different from the one we have here. Weird. And I remember being what when I first heard it.
It's exciting. You've just reminded me that this happens to me a lot, but there's something about the ambulance sirens in Germany. I couldn't even tell you exactly what they sound like now, but every time I've gone away and then a day or two after coming back, the sound is stuck in my head. It's like I'm hearing things.
Weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
Are they much different? Are they much different?
They are different, but I couldn't tell you now why. I think they're higher pitched and faster.
Oh my god! So that's exactly the same difference that New Zealand one had for the Green Man. Their Green Man noise is it was. Hold on, let me see if I can remember it. The Green Man was
that's very alert.
Yeah, and I remember I can't remember who I was with, but I remember the person standing next to me went, "That's very European." And I was like, "Is it?"
Well, that's very European.
I know.
Next will be sitting outside and eating cake and coffee.
Next they'll be having all different cheeses on their boards.
I love the fact I naturally assumed they were somehow from Edinburgh Morningside.
Yeah. That's very European. I'm glad we're not in there anymore.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And how's your week been?
It's been good. I feel like mine also stuff has happened, but I can't think of it. I can't think of any of the stuff. I've been at work. I've got one shift left and then I'm free.
Hell yeah.
I've been making stickers. Loads of my stickers came. I love them so much.
I am going to get some stickers because they look amazing. I wonder if I should put them on my I want to put them on my laptop, but I'm also aware that means they might never come off my laptop, but I don't care.
Once they're on, they're on.
Like that.
These stickers are sticky. They're on my notebook right now, but I'm very happy with them, and I've got my Etsy shop up and running again. You might hear the cat. He's a circle and he's snoring so loudly. I listened to last week's episode and you can't hear him at all, but I swear in the room it's so loud. But,
he does exist.
Yeah, he does exist. I promise I have a cat. I can't think of anything else I've done. We got some pin boards for the office.
Whoa.
That's fun.
Nice.
So
that is, it's kind of like a little order pin board for
it's just we
stuff.
Ordered an IKEA shop, I want to say 5 days after we moved into this flat, then ordered about 3 other IKEA shops after that, and all of the other IKEA shops came before the first one.
Well, that rude.
I know. So that first one finally came, and as you can imagine, the first IKEA shop is the one where you get things that are like necessary, and all the other shops are just for fun.
Oh no.
Yeah. So that one finally came, and it happened to have the pinboards in it. So now my office feels a bit more officey.
Yeah, I can see it. It's kind of like you got a nice plant there. You got good wee pinboards and is that a picture or a mirror?
It's one of Hannah's prints. I forget who did that print, but a big old graphic design, cool looking.
That's awesome.
Thing. It hurts my eyes to look at it for a bit too long, but that's why it's on her side of the room and not mine.
When I was a kid, when Magic Eye prints were a big thing, you know, like the Magic Eye thing where you'd like have to like relax and cross your eyes and then go out and see an image. Yeah. For some reason we had like a framed one of those in our kitchen and I used to just go nuts and stare at that. Yeah.
Why would you put that on the wall?
I don't know. It was just novel, I guess. I don't even know what it was. I can't even remember. It wasn't even that exciting. But for a while I was obsessed. I had a whole book of them. And strained my eyes. It's probably why I need glasses now.
Oh yeah, probably. Speaking of books, Hannah told me this really cute story about when she was a kid and she wasn't allowed a cat, so instead she got the Big Book of Cats, which was like a massive tome, and she just carried that everywhere like a teddy bear.
Really cute.
I know.
And sad.
And now we've got the stinkiest cat in the whole world. So
yay.
So shall we start with our breakfast bugle?
Yeah,
that's what we called it, right?
That's the one.
That's his name.
I was leaving a bit of gap there for a fun fanfare.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Cue the horn again. I probably already put it in. Do it again.
Do it again.
There we go.
Yeah. You go for it. I've got one too. But you go for it.
I got just a fun one.
Yay.
That again, Hannah found for me. She's done all the research for this episode, it sounds like. Basically, there was a malfunction in a Swiss chocolate factory, and because of that, it snowed cocoa powder in the town. So, like, the town was like, oh, did you see it?
You've just reminded me. I forgot totally about it, but I've seen a picture of it. Oh my god. Okay.
It said residents of a Swiss town that I'll not say the name of because I don't know. Residents of a Swiss town got a bit of a shock when it started snowing particles of fine cocoa powder after the ventilation system of a chocolate factory malfunctioned.
It's a dream.
I know.
God.
I know.
This is why we all have to move to Switzerland.
I know.
It's amazing.
And the thing is, as well, like it looked like a cold area, which means the best thing about it would be none of the chocolate would have melted on things. You know what I mean? Like if that happened,
that would get nasty.
Yeah, if that happened in a warm country or something like that, like it would just be like sludgy, a sludgy chocolate film over everything,
and everyone would just look like they pooped themselves.
Everyone would, yeah. Yeah. I did a little snippet that I stole that I thought was really funny was the company said one car was lightly coated and it has offered to pay for any cleaning needed but has yet to be taken up on the offer. One car was lightly dusted.
One car. I think that's the picture I saw. Just someone had taken a wee picture of their car with a bit of like snow and dusting of chocolate powder.
Just with some speckles on.
So good. Oh, I loved that.
Yeah, imagine like waking up and you going out to your car to like go to work or to go to school or whatever, and just looking up and being like, what?
And the first person to open their mouth and like, you know what I mean? They're like, this is a risk.
Yeah. The first person to decide to try and eat it.
Brave man or woman, whoever you were.
That can be said of the first person to, like, who was the first person to milk a cow and then be like, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're like, I know babies drink. This is the same.
This is the same thing. I mean, I miss it. I want that life again. Or like the first person who like found a lobster and was like, I'm going to crack that open and eat it. I bet you it's fine.
I know. Or just, generally just plants. I mean, that's a risk. Mushrooms.
Although, to be fair, I've said this, I'm pretty sure I said this in the last podcast, I used to eat a lot of plants. Just out in the wild. I used to just eat leaves and be like, not that one, I guess.
Yeah. What for you? What did you find was the right kind of like leaf tasting? Like, what made you a connoisseur of leaves? What made them good?
So there was two that stuck out in my mind. One is if you eat some of the little buds off of a pine tree, it tastes kind of minty. So that's one thing. And the other, but they're very resiny, so you have to deal with that.
Okay.
The other thing was there was this one specific leaf that every time I went past it, for a while, every time I went past it, I would take a leaf off and eat one of the leaves. Like, the rest of the leaves I'd given up on, but that one tree I was like, this is nice. And it was quite sour, which leads me to believe the plant was telling me not to eat it. But
sure. I love the resin as well. You're like, yeah, chewy.
The like minty ones, I very quickly was like, I could just go eat mints. I don't need to find this via a plant. But however, for some reason, that like soury kind of plant, I was like, gotta have it.
Yeah, something was in there, some addictive substance from a leaf.
Yeah, I know. A departure.
Crikey.
It popped into my head because I talked about lobsters for a millisecond. Did you know, fun fact, lobsters used to actually be considered like a punishment food?
No.
Yeah, lobsters used to be given to like people in prison as punishment, and it got to a point where people, if you gave lobster too many times to a prisoner, it was seen as cruel and unusual punishment, because they were seen as like bottom feeders, like sea cockroaches. And then the reason that lobster became like a rich person's thing was because seaside towns, when tourism became a bit more popular, were like, whoa, what's this new cool thing? And obviously the people who were travelling when travelling was first a thing were rich people, and they were like, oh, I missed that weird sea bug that I ate, and let's import it over. And then all of a sudden lobsters became like a wealthy person's food. Do
you think it was like a practical joke for the people in these seaside towns? Or like, these guys suck. Let's give them some shit.
Yeah, they're like, well, we have an abundance of lobster. It's a massive problem. There's so many lobsters, and they live infinitely. So what are we going to do about them? Let's feed them to the rich. We don't want to eat them. They're gross.
That is excellent consumerist marketing right there. Well done.
Turn capitalism on its head.
Wonderful. I see. I quite like the taste of like crab meat and lobster meat, but I don't know. There's something that I'm just like, knowing that I have to like crack open bits, and it's very fiddly, and I don't even know how to do it properly. I feel like you have to go to a special school and get taught it.
And
I've never
class.
had that. Yeah, like I've never had this like fancy dining school. So I feel like Ariel in The Little Mermaid a lot of the times when it comes to these kind of foods.
I know what you mean. I've had like crab sticks and been like, oh, that's okay. It's like a sweet fish kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've never tried lobster. It honestly does not appeal to me because I'm so scared of cockroaches, and because they do kind of make me think of them. They've got the same kind of weird. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't like them.
Let's beep them out. Yeah, no, I get it. I really get it. It does make me think. One last thing, you won't appreciate it at all. But when I was in London, when I lived in London for a bit, I went to this like seafood restaurant, and it was like a weird seafood restaurant just off the bypass. So it wasn't even like in a fancy place, and it was in the middle of London, which makes me quite skeptical of the nature of and niceness of the seafood. But anyway, it was kind of done up to look quite nice. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a great idea. They've got this seafood platter and that looks amazing. And the restaurant, the waiter was like, it is pretty big. And I was like, I'm hungry. It'll be fine. And oh my God, I've never been able to eat pretty much half of seafood since then, because they wheeled out this mountain of shellfish and like prawns and squid and like whelk, like really weird, horrible, gross little things like a whelk. And I'm like, I honestly thought there was about 50 welts, let alone all the other things.
Oh my
It was
God.
disgusting. And I just remember thinking, this is so much money and I have to eat it.
Why did you choose that?
I don't know. I learned my lesson. I've never done this since, and I never
God.
ever will again.
That's so funny. I have a friend, Rebecca, if you're listening, or Becca. I don't know why I called her Rebecca. She'll not like that. But I have a friend called Becca who, for some reason, whenever we go out to eat, and she doesn't even go out with the intention of doing this, it just happens. If we go out to eat and there's like a food challenge at that place,
Nice.
she'll be like, "Oh, should I do it?" Well, I'll be like, "No," because there's no way that you'll finish it. You'll never. She can't even finish a normal meal, and then before you know it, here comes like the mega mammoth burger, and Becca's like, "I'll get it this time, lads."
Oh no! I know. I am quite jealous of the people that can, like, genuinely compete in that. I'm the same. Like, I my eyes are bigger than my stomach. Like,
oh, for sure.
I look at something and I'm like, oh my God, I could have easily finished that, but no.
One of the issues I've been having recently is, it's not actually an issue, but you know what I mean, is whenever I make myself a bowl of ice cream, I don't know if it's the shape of the bowls or the shape of the scoop or if it's just me, the way that I am, but every time I look at the bowl I'm like, that's hardly any ice cream, and so I put a bit more in it. And then it turns out like the first scoop was already too much. It was already so much ice cream. But like obviously by the time I realised like this is too much ice cream, I can't very well dump it back in the ice cream pot because it's like unfrozen into a weird. It's just not gonna work. So now I just have to like consume all the ice cream and get a sore stomach. Oh man.
I did this as well. I end up kind of scooping up nearly half a tub, and I'm like, it doesn't look like much, but no, girl, it's
deceptive. It's the Ben and Jerry's tubs. They're the ones that get me because the shape being like longer rather than wider means that like you take a bit out and you're like, oh, there's loads left, I can take a bit more, and then before you know it, there's like half of a tub gone, and you're like,
oh no,
how did this happen? Anyway,
how did this happen?
How did I get here? Do you have a story for me?
I do. I actually was going to give another one, and then this one came up, and it was just like, for some reason I was like reading the BBC News, which I don't always do, but I was just like looking on it, and I found this really nice article. So it might be, a lot of people might have already read it, but I'm going to read it out or parts of it, because it's really cute.
I never read the news, so I've definitely not read it.
Well, you are in for a treat. The headline is basically called "Searching for the Lost Dogs of the Beirut Blast."
Oh.
Yeah, so essentially, this lady, Layla, or Lila, she has 2 dogs. One of them's like a bit older, one of them's like a little puppy, and she only got him, I think, he's not very old, I think he's less than a year old. And when the massive explosion happened in Beirut, she was like knocked back, she says like she saw like a white hot flash, and then she was hurled across the room. She saw like glass and wood, but then she also saw her 2 dogs like running out the door. So she was like, oh, thank God they're alive, but they had run out the door, and she went straight to looking for them as soon as she was obviously quite like dazed and confused and everything like that. But she says the first few hours were like a blur of blood, phone calls, first aid, and anxiety. And she had to recover. She had I think she had torn tendons in her foot. She had messed up her feet, so she couldn't go looking for her dogs. She was kind
horrible.
So she found her first dog pretty much straight away, and he just had come back. He just found his way back. His name's Fred, and and he just said, she says, for the next few days he sat loyal and silent by my side, defending the ruins of our home. After a kind upstairs neighbour took us in. So yeah, her whole house had been blasted out.
Oh my God.
I know. But then she says her puppy, whose name is called, I probably pronounce this wrong, but it's called Bunduk, which is hazelnut in Arabic, which is so cute. It looks like a hazelnut. He was nowhere to be seen, and she had got him from a rescue centre. You know, he had chosen her, and she was really like, you know, obviously really missing him and worried and wondering if, you know, what on earth had happened to him. And she started setting up lots of WhatsApp groups. Like, people around Beirut were setting up WhatsApp groups for dogs, and like, you know, Facebook groups and stuff like that. And people were finding their animals, actually, which is amazing. So every time she would hear a bark, she would run to the door, because she couldn't go out yet because of her feet. But she says the community was amazing and overwhelming. She said friends trawled the neighbourhood with photos of Bunduk, tracking down witnesses who had seen him sprinting through the city after the blast. She sent posters and photographs. It was shared all around like Lebanon. Lots of places. I think there was a animal charity that went out as well, looking the streets for him. And so they were looking and they couldn't find him at all. And then after a few days, she said she began to lose hope. However, several days later, she was working on a story, writing about sniffer dogs searching for survivors in the rubble. And she was obviously really upset because it was reminding her of her puppy. And then suddenly a message popped up on her phone, and it said, "Did you lose a dog?" And she said, oh my gosh, you know, maybe it's just one of the people wanting pictures of him to kind of make to keep looking and stuff. But then the other guy said, "I think I have him." And then she was like, yeah. And she was like, where? And apparently the dog was in Tripoli, which is like 50 miles away from Beirut. And she was like, no way, that can't be him. Why would he be there? But they sent him a picture of him, and he poor wee thing, he was like, it was the dog, and he was like, his little paws were like bandaged up, and he was really like scared. But someone basically had found him in the aftermath, and they were leaving the city. And so they were like, instead of just leaving him, let's just take us with him to Tripoli. So they took him away. But luckily, because of all the WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups, they found the dog, and she had him on like loudspeaker, and he was like wagging his tail and all this stuff. So she couldn't drive yet because of her feet, and so luckily someone else, and just a random helper, someone who wanted to help, just went and picked the dog up and came back.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so she now has both her dogs back. And she obviously doesn't have her place, she's still living with a friend, but she's been reunited with them, and it's just a happy little story. And I'll put a picture up when we put this up to air. But so it was like really, really just little heartwarming story, and lots of faith and hope, and just people coming together and, you know, trying to make the best of a horrible situation. So
because obviously the worst thing is she's still lost her home. Her home's still gone. But she's got her companions at least. And like, I think one of the things, it's one of those things, isn't it, when you say like, oh, if your house caught on fire, what would be the first thing you would, like, the one thing you would grab? And like, if you have a pet, the answer is always going to be the pet. Like, so
absolutely.
You could say goodbye to the house as long as you've got the pet. And it's really nice that she's got her pets back.
Home is where the dogs are.
Home is where the dogs are.
Head.
Or the really
or the
loud cat. I can't believe you can't hear him. It's so loud.
I can't hear him.
I bent over and shook him a little minute ago to try and stop it. But he's fast asleep.
That's so sweet. Yeah, Dima's the same. I think we've talked about this. She's such a snorer. It's hilarious. And,
I've had yesterday, complete departure. Last night I was sitting here at my desk, and I'm next to like a big patio door, and you know when you just get the sense that you're being watched, and being next to a big patio door, that's not a very nice feeling.
That's freaky.
So yeah, I like turned and there was a tabby cat, like with its paws up against the patio door, like looking in. And as soon as it saw me, as soon as it realised I was here, it ran away. And I was like, were you here for broccoli? Like,
was that the same cat you mentioned before, that there was a cat that popped by and you thought it was going to see broccoli? Is that a different one?
That's a different one. That's the thing. There's the black cat called Blinks who comes around to
That's right, Blinks.
Although Blinks has given up on broccoli because broccoli's such a little asshole. Every time Blinks comes around, broccoli like smacks the window and he's trying to get places. So Blinks will do like, Blinks will come by, but like almost like a drive-by.
Sure.
Like he'll come by just to walk past and then he'll walk off.
He's like, I live a good life of freedom. What do you have?
It's like, oh, it's you again? Well, you had your chance.
I'm looking fabulous tonight. Who are you again? Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder because, so we had the tabby cat looking in the other night, and Broccoli wasn't even in the room for that one. And then this morning we had this like really beautiful tortoiseshell in the front garden. And Broccoli was going nuts about that one as well. And I'm starting to wonder, like, if the local cats are like, that's old man Broccoli's house. I dare you to go up to the window.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. Tap twice, run away.
Yeah. Like, they're all like, I dare you to go up to the window and see if you can annoy old man Broccoli. And they're like, old man Broccoli's just a myth. And then Broccoli's like, what the fuck did you say about me?
That's so super. Yeah, I can totally imagine. I can totally picture him, like, as this proper grump. And Halloween time, that's so cute.
Oh my god. He loves people. He hates I mean, as far as we can tell, he hates cats. He met our friend's dog recently, and he's been pretty good with her. He like hisses when he sees her, but she's really chill and she's like, whoa, and she'll like back right up. And then he sort of calms down. But I genuinely think if he were like if he were a human, what would he be like? I'm trying to think. I think he would be like an old, like he's an old cat. He's like maybe 11. So I think if he were a human, he'd be like a perpetually old man, like really stuck in his ways, really sweet sometimes, but for the most part just like an old crotchety
curmudgeon
guy. Yeah, he's a curmudgeon. That's what he is.
That's cute, and I love that he like has terrible like snoring problems, like a proper old man.
Yeah, and he's really demanding when it comes to food. That's his whole personality.
Sometimes the only thing snores. That can keep you going.
Yeah,
good food.
What do you think your pets would be like if they were human beings?
I'm pretty sure Dima would be a goth for sure. Like,
oh yeah, you're so right.
When you compare her to Maisie, she just sits there lurking in the corner, just like, I am darkness. I am like, I don't know, and she just sort of like sits and stares. But she's like a goth with a heart. She still wants good for the world, but she's like on the dark side. I think she would wear a cape, if she could.
She's like an anti-hero.
She's a proper anti-hero and a little bit of a ninja as well. I think she's got a bit of... She likes a nighttime stalk and... she's actually kind of like Batman, really.
Oh my god.
Think about it.
Dima's Batman.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if you've seen, I put this great picture up of her yesterday sitting in Maisie's bed, and it's like a big cocoon. And... you just see these like big yellow eyes. It's like inside a cave, and she's just staring out. It's brilliant. It sums up Dima, but she's a cuddly cat. She's cute when she knows you. I know. Yeah.
She knows me. She knows me, and she won't come anywhere near me. I literally looked after. I fed her and kept her safe for a full weekend, and she still hates me. What about Maisie? Do you think what kind of human would she be?
It's funny. She kind of gives me more. She was like a tomboy. I think she's like rough and tumble, but she still has this kind of preciousness about her. It's hard to describe Maisie.
She's like a little, or she was a little nervous, like around other dogs and stuff. She'd get quite nervous.
Oh my gosh, she's doing so much better now. She met a dog. I think we hung around with this lady and her dog for about nearly half an hour today.
Hey.
Yeah, there's this little chihuahua called Rolo, and
Oh, Rolo!
and it was so nice to her, and she was just so happy. She got really into this dog, so hooray! Good times, Maisie. Well done. Yeah, she reminds me of oh god, this is gonna sound wrong, but it's not in any way wrong. She reminds me of like if someone made an anime and like the hero was like a really badass like schoolgirl. She's actually a little bit like Toph. She's got a toughness to her.
Oh, she got a toughness to her. I think Toph might be a bit too tough.
Yeah,
for Maisie,
she's like,
but I know what you mean. She does have that
Toph.
like, yeah, because like I can see Maisie being like I think you hit the nail on the head with tomboy. She's like a really sweet little tomboy.
Yeah,
with loads of energy.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Do you have a question at all? Did you prepare? Was that the question?
Yes. No. I have my weekly waffle this week is inspired by what my week has been, which is just cleaning.
Oh, geez.
Because I've been at work and we need to like deep clean basically whenever anyone comes in the building. So we clean I think 6 times a day.
Yeah, wow. And
then obviously I still have a house and I still have to clean that as well, and I'm just like so tired of cleaning. And today I was cleaning and I thought to myself, I wish I had like an assistant who just cleaned for me. Yep. So my question to you is, if you could have an assistant for the rest of your life for free, but they could only do one thing for you.
Oh my god.
And that's the thing they did forever. What would it be?
Oh, that's such a good question. What is most useful for me? Let's see.
If it is something to do with cleaning, you have to pick a specific cleaning thing. Like they can only do one thing of it, or any of your other things in life.
I would quite enjoy practically if someone just did the dishes after an evening meal. I mean, that would be great. Just every evening, and I don't have to even think about that.
Nice.
That would be nice. It would either go that way, or I would have like, I don't know, a chef that came in every so often, made me a really nice meal. It's definitely to do. It's revolving around food for sure, and cleaning. Yeah. One or the other.
The dishes, actually, when I thought about this question, I didn't think about dishes, because that one is a big one. I feel like the reason the kitchen gets messy is just because you're avoiding the dishes, so other things go other places and all of a sudden it's messy. Yeah.
And if I was going crazy, I would be like, I want someone who can get me up every morning and like fly me up around the city, and then I can be like, this is me. Ooh. And then go back down again, and that's it. It's like a drone. Wow. It's like a drone for me, and I can fly. I would like that. Whoa. Like, basically I'm kind of thinking like Inspector Gadget with a head propeller. He could just take me for a wee ride and bring me back again. There we go.
Your assistant is Inspector Gadget.
Yes. That would be so good if Inspector Gadget was your personal assistant.
But we would need to take the limitation of only being able to do one thing off of it, because how rubbish would it be to have an Inspector Gadget and only be able to use one of his many gadgets?
And isn't he a bit shit anyway? He keeps fucking up, so I don't know.
It's been so long
Me
since I've watched Inspector Gadget that
all I know is like the theme tune, which is epic. Okay.
I know that he's got the theme tune. I know that he wears a hat.
Yep.
I know that he's a cyborg, I guess.
I guess so. I know that there was an mid-90s film featuring Matthew Broderick as Inspector Gadget.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's a detective essentially then, isn't he? He's an inspector.
He is. And the Claw is his enemy.
Oh, the Claw! I forgot about that.
Yeah. See,
I forgot about that. Do you ever remember like childhood jokes you had or things you'd say that like you remember but you don't know where they came from or how they came about?
Sure.
One of my friends used to always say the Claw to me. He used to always be like the Clee, like that, and it came from the Claw, and then it turned into the Clee. And I never questioned where it came from because I was just like, yes, this is a joke we do. This is our thing. And now I'm realising it probably was from Inspector Gadget.
Or it was from Toy Story.
I think I would have been able to, because that one has a very specific intonation, doesn't it?
That is very specific.
Oh, it could have been from... Wow, I'm now all of a sudden just thinking of so many movies that have a claw.
Yeah. What else has a claw?
What's that Jim Carrey one? Liar, Liar.
Oh, yeah.
That one's got a claw in it, doesn't it?
Is that his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. The Klee.
The Klee. The worst thing is I don't even speak to that friend anymore, so I can't even figure it out.
Damn it.
One time when we were teenagers, she had moved schools, which was actually pretty good. She was kind of a bully, but she'd moved schools, and we'd like kind of kept in touch, and we hadn't seen each other for ages. We decided to meet up again, and I was kind of going through a slightly Neddy phase. She was going through kind of like a slightly gothy phase. But then she like put up a big old status on her Bebo when we still had Bebo. And she was like, anyone can be friends, even if your friend is turned into a giant Ned and you hate Neds, but you're still friends. And I was like, oh, what the fuck?
What? Yeah,
what the fuck?
Dude. That's so stupid.
I know. I was like, mate, you stayed over at my house for the weekend. Like,
I thought we were friends.
I know.
Weird.
It's so weird. It was so weird.
I love public enunciations like this. This was sort of, prime. It was like that whole thing with MSN Messenger when you were like, you know, you'd put something stupid as your status or something that made whoever was online notice you or something where you're like...
Or you'd literally just put like your pals' names in it. Like be like, I like these people.
Yeah, that means I hate you.
Yeah, which means if you're not in it, it's because I want you to try harder.
Or you'd maybe just me accidentally message a guy that you've never met before, just someone on MSN Messenger, you'd be like, oh, oops, I thought I was messaging my friend.
Yeah. Well, I never did that because I was secretly gay, and therefore
and probably just smart at realising it didn't work.
Well, I probably would have tried it if I mean, I already had to be very careful as to what I said around girls just because I was like, no one can know. So I definitely wasn't pulling anything like that. However, I did have one. I don't know why I'm telling this story. It's actually quite embarrassing.
You've digged your hole already.
I know. I don't think I've told this story out loud yet. Okay. So there was this one time that one of my friends was round. This was in like first year of high school. I was like 12, I think. One of my friends was round and was on her MSN and left, but she'd logged her MSN. Still, her MSN was logged on, and I was like, oh, her MSN's logged on to me. And all I did with it was I went on to like some of our mutual friends or some people in my year who like I thought were really cool that she was friends with, and just like went on and pretended to be her and told them how cool Cara is.
Oh, that's amazing. No, that's genius.
I was like, hey bestie, hey girl, what's up? I've just been at Cara's house. She's so cool. What do you think about it?
Coolest. Oh man. Did you ask for their opinions too? Because that would be
I'm pretty sure for at least one I probably was like, yeah, like what do you think? Like I think she's really fun and cool and like also kind of good looking, but like in a low key. Like what do you think?
Oh, that's genius. I mean, an opportunity struck and you took it, and that's all life is about.
Sometimes when you're a teenager, it's the little moments. The little moments. Although looking back on it, how fucking risky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that could have hurt. You could have been in a lot of pain.
It like on account of how little a thing can be when you're a teenager, and it can be blown up into a massive thing. I remember a full group of people not talking to me anymore because the person who was like the popular one in that group made fun of the way that I ate a bag of cookies.
What the
and
fuck?
She was like, I think the bag of cookies was over and I was like getting the list of the crumbs out, and she like made a comment about it, so I clapped back with something, and then they were like, oh my god, Cara, that was really harsh. And like, why would you say that thing to Lauren?
Poor Lauren and her poor heart. Oh,
Lauren, nothing. She was the worst. Have you ever seen that? That text meme that was like, if you were friends with a girl who sat on the floor in front of a large mirror to put her makeup on, you definitely were someone who got in fights. That's Lauren. Lauren,
okay.
It's like picture the long rectangular mirrors.
Yeah.
And just like sitting on the floor, all your makeup's on the floor. You do your makeup just with your hands, just down to your chin, and then you're just ready to go out and drink some MD 2020.
Hell yeah, it's sparky. They're like orange makeup for the fuel to keep your life going. I used to have really like it wasn't too bad because I didn't overpluck them, but I remember for a while having really thin eyebrows, like that proper like late 90s, early 2000s thing, and
pencil eyebrows,
and I looked so not a good look for me.
However, the good thing about that, I mean, for you it would have been like, maybe now looking back it wasn't the best choice. However, I bet you at the time you fit in really well. I refused to do anything with my eyebrows except for like, you know, pluck the middle bit, because I was like, no one can know that I get 3 hairs in the middle. Although sometimes I would just take a razor and be like, whomp, right down the middle.
Me too. Hell yeah, that's the easy quick option.
Yeah, I do that, or I would steal my mum's like mustache waxing strips and I'd put them on the middle of my... Anyway, but I refused to pluck my eyebrows because I was like, there's so much of them. My eyebrows are very thick, and I was like, you don't know how much I'd have to get rid of to be part of the it team. So for like a good chunk, no one ever made fun of them outwardly to me, but I could tell people were like, you fucking massive eyebrows. And people would like make little comments, like they'd be like, have you ever considered like plucking your eyebrows? And I'd be like, no. But now look at me, now look at the trend.
Exactly.
The trend is big eyebrows now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a much nicer look. It's softer. Let's like look after our eyebrows and not overpluck them, because I looked ill. I looked like I was suddenly a 40-year-old woman. So I'm glad that we're past that.
I'm here for natural eyebrows and high-rise jeans. That's
Me too. When school time, like low-rise anything.
Oh my god!
Such a mistake.
Low-rise jeans and a thong.
Yeah, no, bad times. And it was never like nice, like natural fibers. It was like the most flammable, combustible outfit you could possibly wear. It would like basically it was made of plastic. It's so bad.
Combustible.
I used to really freak out when I was younger. I used to read those like stories of spontaneous combustion, and it used to really it used to really panic me, because I'd see these like pictures. I don't know where I was reading this, by the way.
Yeah, where are you getting this stuff
I
from?
don't know, but it was like there was a picture of some guy who had been like, you couldn't see, all that was left was like a leg sticking out, and there was just like a black kind of mass of burnt, and I was like, I don't want this to happen to me. How do I prevent this? So that's one of them. Don't wear combustible, flammable outfits.
Wow.
There you go.
I mean, I've never had the fear that I was going to get caught on fire before, like, or combust. Anyway, shall I say?
I think for a while it was like scary. People generally thought it was something that you would eat. Like something in your diet caused you to somehow explode.
What?
Honestly. Why was this is just reminding me. It was quite a big thing when I was younger. I thought I would need more information the older I got about this in case it happened. I thought it would be a bigger deal than it actually is. So yeah.
I love remembering times when I was a child that I was like, I can't wait for this to make more sense when I'm older. And then me getting older and me being like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Nothing ever came of that or was needed. Ever.
I remember my mum got a birthday card once, and it was like, I don't remember what was on the card, but I remember reading it and being like, I don't get it. And fully just, there was nothing about it that I would have been able to parse an understanding from. Okay. And I was like, Mum, what's this about? And she was like, I'll tell you when you're 18, which obviously means it was some sort of penis joke. But I remember, so when she said, I'll tell you when you're 18, in my head I was like, it's a joke about a penis or something similar. It's a sex joke, Mum. Yeah. So I remember like staring at this card being like, I can figure this out. I know it's about sex. And, like, I know what sex is, so I can do it. But I remember just, like, being like, how in any way could this possibly be about sex when I was a child? And I think about it all the time because like how I wish I could ask my mum, like, do you remember what was on that card?
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could. I wish I could just like go back and be like, oh, right.
Yeah, damn it. That's so annoying. I thought somehow you'd be like, and now I know what it is. It was nothing about sex. It was about doing your taxes. Oh.
What my mum was actually saying was, when you're 18, I'll teach you how to do your taxes.
Yeah.
No, I wish. Honestly, it plagues me. I think she said, I'll tell you when you're 18, when I was maybe like 12 or something. So from then on, it would periodically come into my head and I would remind her. I'd be like, remember that card you got? Like, don't forget it because it's a long time till I'm 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, I turned 18 and I was too busy partying.
Damn it. It's like the secret, like, life secret. Oh, no.
I know.
Also, awesome. I had a similar... It wasn't sort of similar in that way, but I remember there was a VHS cassette on the bottom shelf of in my living room when I was a kid growing up, and it was like an animated thing, a cartoon, and I always looked at it and it was like, weird. It's like an animated cartoon about a worm. And I remember just looking at it and being like, when I wanted to pick a video to watch and I would find this one, I'd be like, Mum, like, or yeah, this looks really fun, like, it's about a worm, can I watch it? And she'd be like, no, that's not for children. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand why. I was like, it's just a nice cartoon about a worm. And when I got slightly older, I looked at this image again and it was like animated penis. And I was convinced it was just a cute worm, but sadly it was not.
Now I want to know what would the animation be?
I'm pretty sure it was something Willy. It had Willy in the title.
I mean,
naturally.
Obviously.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
If you type in,
but like,
maybe I would say type in animated Willy, but I wouldn't.
I don't wanna.
Nah, it's fine.
I think this one can also be a mystery.
Yeah. It was some 90s thing and for some reason was important enough to have a space in the VHS collection.
Yeah, what the hell?
Sorry, Mum.
Maisie's going nuts.
I know, someone's at the door.
Oh.
Christian he's got it.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway.
Back to the Willies.
Back to the Willies. Back to life.
Back to reality.
Willies. Okay.
I've been thinking whilst we've been talking when I thought of the question and asked you the question of like, what would your servant be, just to work our way back there. Okay. I never actually thought of an answer for myself. I never do. Whenever I think to ask people questions, I just ask them and then eventually someone's like, what about you? And I'm like, oh shit,
damn it.
Damn it. But I think I'm probably with you on the dishes or laundry.
Yeah,
I hate doing laundry, but then I also, there's a few things that are like not that big a deal and don't take that much time, but I detest, like changing the sheets in the bed.
Oh yeah, that is annoying.
I hate it, and I don't even know why I hate it so much. Because like, if you do it with your partner or with a friend, get a friend, right?
yeah.
Then then it's not that bad. Like, it's pretty easy. I have a fun game I play where I pretend to be a ghost. Like
every time.
Yeah, literally every single time.
That's so nice.
You
must fold the sheet. So you get into the sheet and then pick it up like on either corner and then tuck it back inside out.
I make sure I used to play this game with my mum. This was my mum's way of making me change the bed, help her change the bed. Like, nice. She was like, Cara, you have to help. Let's make it into a game. So I would, get into the inside out duvet cover, and I poke the corners into my hands like my hands are mouths, and then I hold them open, and then whoever is there with me, my mum or Hannah, will feed me a corner, and I'll go nom 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 and eat the corner.
That's really nice.
And then I lay forward on the bed, and the other person has to pull the sheet off my back, and then that's the game.
I mean, that sounds like reasonably fun. compared to, I mean, mine's similar. I don't get into the sheet, but I fold it inside out, and then I grab the corners and fold it back. But I should
need to try getting in.
Yeah, that's a fun extra layer.
It's fun enough that I'm 27 and I still do it. I've done this for I want to say let's call it 17 years or something like that. I've done this for.
Nom.
Yeah. Oh, nom.
Oh, beautiful.
But yeah,
I learned so much about you.
Maybe I don't want my person to change the bed sheets then, because then I'll lose my fun bed sheet game.
True.
Yeah. Dishes or hoovering. I hate hoovering.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I'm trying to think. If it wasn't cleaning, what would I want them to do? You could drive me places, or just pay for my airfare.
That would be sweet. Yeah, can that just be it? They just give you extra income every month.
They pay my rent.
They just pay your rent. It's done.
Oh, yeah, done. That question's moot and gone.
What was so I have thought of a few translating phrases.
Oh yes.
But
Shall
I can't remember. Yeah, what was your last one? And I want to see if I can guess it this time.
Yeah, the one that I left people on red for was be flexible, go freely.
The only thing I could think of was all's well that ends well.
That one's a good guess, but it's not that.
Oh, I don't know then.
It was easy come, easy go.
Oh, will you let me go? No. Bismillah. No.
Oh, shit. Okay. I was like, I did not register that you were singing me a song.
I mean, singing in very, very big quotation marks, singing.
Because you said it in such a sentence. I was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'll let you go in 10 minutes. We're almost done. Jesus.
Never would I want to leave. I love this. This is all fun. This is my fun.
And then I was like, who? Bismuth. Oh, right. Yeah.
That's it.
Queen,
yeah. Him. Cool. Him.
But yeah, be flexible, go freely, easy come, easy go.
Easy come, easy go. Yeah, that makes sense.
Did you have some?
I have three.
Okay. I'm nervous because I think on the flip side, even after I've made so much fun of you for not getting things when I give you them, I feel like I will also be terrible at this. So let me just compose myself.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay.
Give me the first.
Right. The first one. Sorry. Oh, stop it. More than hands at the feet of a bird. And then it finishes with a dove.
What?
I'll repeat that. More than hands at the feet of a bird. A dove.
What the fuck? Oh my god. I wasn't ready for that at all. Is it the only one I can think of with birds in it is a bird in the hand is worth two in the
yes,
bush. Yeah.
I know it still had some excellent things like hands and birds, but
oh my god,
that went through about 10 translations. To be fair,
so good. That's so good. What was it? More than a hand, a bird, a foot.
More than hands at the feet of a bird, a dove.
The feet of a bird. The feet of a bird. That's the bit that caught me. More than hands, the feet of a bird. Oh my god. It just makes me think of a bird with hands for feet.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm worrying. I'm looking at these now. There's one of them I remember. And the last one, I don't remember.
No, why would you not? Why would you not write the answer down?
I was like, I remember. It's fine. Okay, I'll give you one that I do remember.
Yeah.
And I'll try and remember really quickly what the last one is. Okay. Damage to improper wood.
Damage to improper wood. Oh my god. Oh, that's a tough one. Damage to improper wood. Are any of the words one of the original words?
No.
Oh. Damage to improper wood. I'm trying to think of any phrases that have got anything to do with like damage. Can you give me a clue?
Yes, so think of what wood once was.
Okay, a tree.
Yeah. So it has the word tree in it.
Right. You've heard it here first. Improper wood means tree.
Yeah.
It has the word tree in it. Oh shit. Damage to improper wood. Tree. I can't think.
Shall I give you another clue?
Yes. One more and then.
Okay. When you with this phrase, it reminds me. Oh gosh, it reminds me of a dog by the tree.
A dog by.
What does a dog do?
Bark. Oh. Bark of the tree.
Well, you're getting there.
Is it bark? Is that the clue you're giving me?
Barking.
Oh shit! Barking tree barking. Oh, is it Oh no, it's not a bark. His bark is worse than his bite because that's not got tree in it. I don't know. What is it?
It's barking up the wrong tree.
Oh fuck! So it is. Of course it is. Why would it ever not be that? Fuck.
And thank God I've checked the website that I got these from, and I now remember the last one.
Oh, good.
Okay, the last one is return to picture panel.
Return to picture panel.
Yeah.
Are we gonna leave this one?
Shall we leave it? Shall we make?
Yeah, leave us all hanging.
Yeah.
Next week.
Return.
And it'll give me time to think. Return to
picture panel. This one is much more maybe literal. If you take the actual words and try and find similar words to them.
That doesn't panel. Right, I'm gonna meditate on that, and I'll try and have the answer for you next week.
Great.
It's gonna plague me.
Translations.
They were great, and now we know for sure need to write the answers down.
Yeah, a good lesson for anything, really. You think you remember things as you're going to bed the night before, you're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Nah, you'll forget.
I used to do this thing when I was younger. In fact, I probably still do it nowadays, just not as often, where I would, before I went to bed, I would think, I'm going to try and remember me thinking that I'm going to try and remember sometime tomorrow.
Great.
And I'd like see when it came up in my head. And then at some point in the day, I'd just be sitting and be like, oh, I just remembered I was trying to remember. It would just like pop up out of nowhere. I don't even know why it would. I don't know what would trigger me remembering that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there it. I remembered. What time is it?
Really relax into it. How weird. Is that when people say that you can hit your head like a certain number of times and then you'll wake up at that hour?
Yes, I used to try that when I was young.
Is it any luck there?
No, but I think what it is it's I think if you like tell yourself enough, like I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. Your body's like, oh shit, we better not miss 5 a.m. because like, or for me anyway, like if I set an alarm, my body will almost always, unless I'm really tired, it'll wake me up before the alarm.
That's true. Yeah, I'm the same.
Because your body's like, we can't miss it, we can't miss it. So I think knocking your head is actually just you making your body aware, like, we need to make sure that we get up at this time.
Just stressing your body out more.
Yeah,
and be like, hey, anxiety, you got it.
Yeah, oh my god. If I've not set it, so like after lockdown was over and I had to go back to work, my first time setting an alarm, in fact it was for the moving van, my first time setting an alarm, and I was so anxious about the alarm that I like woke up every hour and was like, oh, just like checked my phone. Oh, it was the worst.
And then knowing you have such an epic thing to do that day as well.
Yeah, move a whole house. Yeah.
Not good.
It sucked. Before we wrap up, I know this probably shouldn't become a section, but I just love it so much. I want to read you more kids. Right.
Yes, I love them. I have also been looking at these on a basis, so hopefully we've not heard the same ones. But yeah, go for it.
I'll try and find some ones that. Let me see. There was a few good ones I saw. Oh, this one I like. Who is the biggest man?
I don't know.
No one. You're all the same size.
Okay. Cool. Oh my gosh.
Who wears a gigantic dress? Wedding ladies.
That's apt. I can hear that. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's two in quick succession that I want to tell you.
Brill.
So we've got what's brown and sticky?
I think I know this one, but tell me.
A stick with poo on it.
Poo! We love poo.
We love it. Last one. What do you call a dinosaur with 17 arms?
I don't know.
Chicken hand.
Yeah. Did you see the one I sent the other day on Twitter? I retweeted.
No, find it for me.
I will find it very quickly.
I love them so much.
Why did the Joker told Batman to go to Gotham?
Why?
Because they got ham.
Oh no! It's almost a real joke.
Yeah, they just did really well with that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, kids, you're funny.
Yeah. You're funny, guys.
Yeah.
I'll never not laugh at the silly McDonald's.
Silly McDonald's.
I'll never not laugh at it. I think it's so funny.
Well, I mean, that was plain. That was smooth.
That was plain and simple, smooth sailing for that one.
Doing it. Yeah. I never know how to end these things.
I know. I'm bad at plugging stuff. Let's just do it. You can follow us on Instagram at Breakfast Food Podcast or on Twitter at Breakfast Food Podcast. You can email us if you want to breakfastfoodpodcast@gmail.com.
Please email. I'd love an email.
Yeah,
I would really genuinely just send us an email. Just even if it just says hi, I would be into that.
We'll read it.
We will read it. Yeah.
Join in with stuff when we put it up if you want to. If you want stories read out, or if you want to like a shout out or whatever, just let us know. Totally. We'll do it. We love you guys. You can follow me on cara.mckinley.art on Instagram. You can also find my Etsy shop where I sell a bunch of stickers and whatnot.
Check it out. It's sweet. I cannot wait to get some stickers.
Thanks. If you contact me directly, you might not have to pay postage depending where you live. You can find Annabelle on Annabelle Logan Comedy, I believe.
You're right. Annabelle Logan Comedy. Yeah. Annabelle.l.o.g.a.n.
No.
Twitter at Burnout Bulbs. And if you have any fun stories, suggestions, things that you want us to talk about, just tell us. Let us know. We are more than happy to listen and do that because, whatevs.
Because what else we doing?
What else am I gonna do?
Anyway.
Goodbye.
Bye. Have a good breakfast.
Bye.